Hi guys, welcome back to Crypto Mischief. Richie here, where I talk about my favorite thing in the entire world, cryptocurrency. That's right. So we have an exciting video today to talk about. This is my first video in a while, about 2 weeks actually. I have become a little bit jaded with crypto in the past month or so. There are just too many layers on Ethereum, for example, and it's starting to not make much sense. You know, if you have a blast and you have Linea, then you have Chroma, then you have Arbitrum, then you have Optimism, and the endless ZK Sync, right? All these layers on Ethereum that are building and building. When at the same time, over the other side of the, you could say the grass is always greener on the other side, or whatever you want to say about it. But if you look over to what's happening on the Bitcoin chain, on Bitcoin token, exactly on there, right? Inscriptions, and this coming very soon. Yeah, the halving countdown is upon us. 17 days until the halving. The development that's happening on Bitcoin means that shortly, in the near future, this is no longer a distant future anymore. The idea of DeFi on Bitcoin will be a reality. It's no longer the stuff of crypto fiction, science crypto fiction. And this means that all these layers and layers upon layers on the ERC20, are they going to become, obsolete in a way? Bitcoin is immutable. We're etching or inscribing onto the sats, which are immutable in time forever. If you compare an NFT on Ethereum and an NFT or an inscription or an etching on Bitcoin, how are they different, right? An NFT on Ethereum chain, you are taking a image, you're uploading it to IPFS, then the contract of your NFT is then calling that image. If at any point the IPFS server goes down or someone just decides to delete that pin, your NFT image is gone and you're left only with a smart contract lying there, right? Does that actually take away a lot of the value from the perceived value of that NFT? Whereas over on Bitcoin, what's happening with inscriptions is that each Satoshi is being inscribed with this image. This data is being put there forever. And on top of that, recent discoveries have found, the way that I understand this is very strange, but as Bitcoin Satoshis exist, a Satoshi is a part of Bitcoin, right? What is it, like 10,000 Satoshis, 100,000 Satoshis? I don't remember. But anyway, each one of those Satoshis equals, combines up to one Bitcoin coin, right? And inside of that, there is something called a rune. And in 17 days, 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 7 minutes now, we are going to be able to inscribe not only like the ordinals that we can ascribe now onto the Satoshis, we're also going to be able to subscribe onto, I imagine like an emission or a dust that falls from Satoshis, and these are called runes. We're now going to be able to inscribe onto the runes as well. This is crazy stuff, right? And that's what I want to start covering in this channel. So we're going to be talking about it. Now, there's a huge narrative here. I'm not going to cover it all in this video. Let's just have a quick look through. If you know my channel already, we are airdrop tracking for different opportunities all over crypto. If we come into the Bitcoin section, we have at the moment B2 squared. We have Runestone. We're going to talk about that. We have Bitcoin Virtual Machine. We have Satoshi VM. We have Merlin Blockchain and Satoshi Protocol, right? These are opportunities for Bitcoin Layer 2. This is essentially DeFi on Bitcoin, which is growing. Each one is trying to take the market share and grab it. Okay, so for example, Merlin chain. I'm in Merlin Seal using Unisat wallet. This is the wallet to have. We're also going to need another wallet now, though. Of course, I've got 0.25 Bitcoin here. It's been staked for a long time in Merlin Seal, earning points for that airdrop for Merlin chain. There are billions of dollars on this. There are millions or possibly billions of dollars on the B2 network as well. If we come to their Buzz campaign, I'm mining this too. I put my funds in. We are then, I don't want to look through it right now, getting these machine parts and building points for their airdrop, for their speculative layer 2 on top of Bitcoin. Now, all of these, what these are doing, we have a Satoshi VM, the same thing, right? They're all trying to offer a way of having lower gas fees and smart contracts on Bitcoin so that it can be used in an immutable, not immutable, like in the permanent sense that Bitcoin is so secure. And that's why I predict, right, that DeFi is going to be moving over there. And whatever is happening right now in the ERC20 space with these endless amounts of layer 2s are eventually going to turn into zombie chains. And as we looked on the creation of the internet and the boom period, as we looked last bull run, DeFi summer, the endless dApps and yield farms and the LP farming and everything, which was supposed to lead to the massive adoption of crypto. It didn't in the end. It didn't happen yet, right? We've had countless. What was the IDO phase of the bull run before, right? What's the narrative for this bull run? It's this, right? It is this idea of crypto moving over to the Bitcoin chain and leaving Ethereum chain, possibly in the dust. If it does happen, that would mean all these chains that we mentioned before, Arbitrums and your OP and Lineas, are they useless? Do they have a use case? What is it? If we can unleash cheaper and more complex and more secure transactions on Bitcoin, why are we playing around in the ETH chain at all? Will it all move over here? That's the gamble, right? Of course, I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket, but I am starting to see the lying of the land. So that's where we come to what's going on with runes. Now, there are a couple of ways to find out about this. In this video, we're only going to be talking about the information, and in subsequent videos, we're going to be talking about some other testnet tasks you can do about runes, NFTs that you might want to purchase or look into in the time scale that we have, right? So we only have 17 days really into the launch of this. Do you want to get involved now? I'd say if you are interested in it, you should be getting involved now and not after 17 days. It's going to be kind of like a Black Friday event. What's going on is, if you come to Twitter, by the way, we are 27,000 subscribers now. We want to get to 28. Like, subscribe if you want to follow along my journey. It's a 17-day journey, essentially, that I'm going to be going on with this channel. So I put out a tweet yesterday. If you know, you know. If you don't, then tune in tomorrow. I'm going to explain the BTC halving, and this, right? What is this? So if I come to Magic Eden, we want to visualize this before we get into it. I think it's the best way. I'm a visual learner myself. So we'll come here to Ordi, right? Ordi was the first project that kind of launched on Bitcoin as an inscription, and it offered the chance that I was talking about to permanently inscribe onto Satoshis and claim your time, right? We see that the price of ordinal, when it was picked by CoinGecko, it was already pumping from a lower point, but we do have a 100x token right here. That's what happened with Ordi, and we continued, right? If we come at the moment to check out what's happening, the first NFT that we'll find right now, trending on CoinGecko, 90% pump today would be this Rune Pups, right? Which has gone from 0.01 to 0.02 Bitcoin in a short time. I think it was only just listed, just a while ago, right? We've dipped and we've come to all-time high now on this. This is also the Rune narrative. If I come to my wallet on Magic Eden, you see it's got a couple Rune tokens at the moment. Not too many, but I do have. So this is, something that I was airdropped by the Rune Foundation, I'm going to call them, right? This is a very high high megabyte value for Bitcoin chain. Generally on BTC, the NFTs are trash. They don't act like trash, but they look like trash, right? But this is great. This is one of the highest megabyte NFTs that's ever been put onto the Bitcoin chain. It is a runestone. So if you want to find out more about this on your own, then I would suggest the two people you want to be checking out on would be Casey at Road Armor, and here also Leonidas. These would be the two largest voices in the ordinal and runes space. We have docs here for ordinals.com/runes. Runes allow Bitcoin transactions to etch, mint, and transfer Bitcoin native digital commodities, whereas every inscription is unique. Every unit of a rune is the same. They are interchangeable tokens fit for a variety of purposes. Very confusing if you want to go through this and have a look what's going on. Now, this goes through in very technical detail what exactly is happening with runes, and it's very easy to get confused with the rune stone NFT inscription and what they're talking about here with rune stone as well, which I believe are two different things. To make it very clear, you can come to something like this. This is Themis G, Gandalf Sat Stack, and he very simply explained what is going on here, right? Imagine Bitcoin transactions like moving money between different pockets. Each time you do that, there's a little extra something that comes along for the ride. These are the rune tokens. These runes are like bonus tokens that hitch a ride on Bitcoin transactions. Now, how do these runes fit into the whole Bitcoin system? Well, they work seamlessly with Bitcoin's UTXO model, which is basically a fancy way of saying how Bitcoin keeps track of who owns what. Each rune token is tied to a specific piece of the Bitcoin puzzle called the UTXO. This setup makes it super easy to keep track of runes and manage them all directly on the Bitcoin blockchain. Creating new rune tokens is like setting up a new game. You start with an issuance transaction where you define things like the symbol, how many tokens there are, and how many decimal places they have. Very much like how we were dealing with inscriptions last year, right? These tokens get assigned to specific UTXOs, just like handing out tokens. When you want to move runes around, it's simple as transferring ownership of the corresponding UTXOs, which happens through regular Bitcoin transactions, just like sending a token. So just like sending Bitcoin from one wallet to another, you can also send runes. One of the coolest things about runes is how they scale because they piggyback on Bitcoin's infrastructure. They get all the benefits of Bitcoin's scalability improvements, the ones I showed you, Merlin, B2, Satoshi VM, right? Just like, and of course, the Lightning Network, which makes transactions faster and cheaper. Plus, since they're part of the Bitcoin blockchain, they inherit all the security and decentralization that Bitcoin offers. And the best part, using runes is as easy as using Bitcoin itself. You can manage them with your existing Bitcoin wallet, making it super easy and convenient. So you can think of runes as the extra tokens you collect while playing the Bitcoin game. They're easy to use, secure, and can add a whole new dimension to your Bitcoin experience. By transacting and using the Bitcoin network, you're going to start just acquiring rune. It's like an additional every opportunity airdrop every time you use the network is kind of how I see it, right? Very complex, hard to visualize until we start using it, right? But that's the folly of most who invest in crypto watching this, right? Runes launches in 17 days and 8 hours, right? It launches with the halving. You don't want to be trying to get into this then when we have already the opportunity to start pre-mining it right now, because runes already exist. They're just not being engaged with, or we're not able to inscribe on them yet, even though they are still out there, right? So that means we can start gathering runes into our wallet right now to then use when the halving happens, and I guess runes protocol, we might have to call it, goes live. Now, if I come to Magic Eden, I have this one NFT here. Currently, we want to look at the NFTs which are on display right now. We've not mentioned already the Bitcoin puppets and rune pups, sorry, are here, right? So Bitcoin puppets have a floor value of 0.3 Bitcoin, huge. The Bitcoin rune pups are 0.024 at the moment, which is quite expensive. The stone I showed you, runestone, currently top 1 in 30-day volume, which were all airdropped, have a floor of 0.04, which is about $3,000 at the moment, right? So this is not a cheap game. There are cheaper options for you if you do want to get into this and just experience it and come along for the ride. That's part of crypto. It's part of the fun, right? You don't need to break the bank for all this. Ones I would advise you to look out for and pay attention to. So we'll just zoom in on some. RSIC Meta Protocol is, oh no, not this one actually. Is it? Yeah. RSIC Meta Protocol. Again, it is a $3,000-$4,000 NFT or inscription, right? Real NFT. This is going to be one of the large players in the Rune ecosystem. We could see some extreme pumps on that. Runestone was airdropped and is holding value very well. It has the highest volume of all of the inscriptions on Bitcoin, right? And so purchasing one of these might be a good call, but remember it was airdropped. Nobody bought these. They're just, well, they are now because they're trading, but a lot of people just were given these. But all they had to do was have 3 transactions or own 3 visual NFTs inscriptions on the Bitcoin chain, and they were airdrop one. So check out for that. Bitcoin puppets, of course, and the rune pups, which I'm probably going to grab a rune pup today because the chart is going very high, very fast. 0.02 Bitcoin now is not too bad. where you're looking about $800 to $1,000 for them. So that would be the speculation play, because what they're wanting to do with Rune Pops, the art's horrible, of course, look at this, but they want to be the first meme coin on runes, meaning that you will have Bitcoin trading, you will have runes trading, and these will be living inside of that ecosystem of the Bitcoin narrative, right? So you could just come down here and click on anything that has the name Rune in it, make a gamble, put in a couple $100 here or there, and then see if they start to pump, and then sell the pump as the clock comes down. Because one of the great ways of making money in crypto is always, a countdown that builds FOMO, kind of like the Black Friday event, right? Everyone now is just outside, outside the shopping mall. We're all waiting for the doors to open. As soon as the doors open, how many people are going to be able to get in that door? And you're going to have to pay higher and higher transaction fees to get in the door to start inscribing on these runes. Just as it was for the BRC20 when that happened last year. If you're already holding your bag of tokens and inscriptions with the name Rune on them, the likelihood of someone coming along and buying them is quite high, right? So another one which I have, I bought it because I like the art, to be honest, but I actually started using it as well. So we have two. It's called the Burials, Bitcoin Burials, and Bitcoin Bonies. You have to buy one of each. And once you buy one of each, you can pair them to start mining runes. So that's exactly what I'm doing. It's quite cheap, 0.0022 Bitcoin for these. Come here, have a look at the Bonies, 0.001. Yeah, so quite affordable. It's like $50-$60 per. Once you get one of each, you can then pair them up. So if I come to my Magic Eden items, you'll see I have one here. So he is currently working away, mining me runes. So I've mined 4,439 runes apparently with a 3x boost with this. So I pair them up and he's just going at it. I have no idea how this works. We can come into their Discord and then you can kind of chat with them and find out more about it and see what's going on with all that stuff. Quite cool. So that's some tokens that you can have a look at. And we also have a testnet to engage with. I'm going to be talking about all these in more particular detail in the coming days coming up to the halving. This is Rune BTC XYZ. So Bitcoin Rune, which is looking to be apparently a marketplace, a launchpad, and a trading DEX on the Rune protocol using runes, right? So this could be a great way to get in. So if we come to their docs, we come down to the airdrop section, community airdrop. The 65% of Rune, their token's called Rune, just to make things even more confusing, will be airdropped to people who show us membership, including following actions, early supporters, by joining their Discord, getting involved, joining their testnet, getting into their Twitter, their X, and being whitelisted by coming to here and engaging with them, getting in. So these are all their whitelist members, just to show you how bullish this is. This is not a small fry project. This is getting larger and larger. Very cool. So that's the whitelist bid for that. If you want to check out more on that at the moment, you can come to Bullflow, who talked about this. And another video which I would suggest you come and see is this one here by DC Roth. 6 days ago, only 1,000 people have watched this video, right? And it's fantastic, right? He explains exactly, way more adept vocabulary than I have, what exactly is going on with runes and why it's so exciting. This is already just 6 days old, also getting ready for what's going on. I suggest you get involved, find out all the information you want to find out. Start putting links into our SCC DAO about this so that more people can find out about it. And let's get ready for the halving, because we're going to have the party. Right? Peace. Be good to each other. Talk to you soon. Don't get wrecked.